Curiosity kid, what's up? Wagwan, wagwan. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome, guys. Welcome. Pleasant good night. It's not so pleasant. It's actually disturbing. That's the reason why I'm alive. Got some disturbing reports. Oh, Dean, how you doing? How you guys doing? Where you guys watching from? Let me know. How's your family? Um, Hurricane Melissa is still Hurricane Melissa's aftermath is still affecting us some way, whether indirectly or directly. Whether indirectly or directly, it's affecting us in some way, shape, or form. Oh, alright. Alright, my people. The best way we can do it. I have to put on something. It's kind of getting a little bit chilly. I still love using my fan. Anyway, welcome guys. Welcome on TikTok. How are you guys doing? Don't forget to show love by dropping in taps. For my people on YouTube, you know what to do. Up at the top there somewhere, you'll see a thumbs up button. All you have to do is click that thumbs up button somewhere up at the top there, and you'll be able hit the like button. Now, welcome everybody. Um, I'm just gonna go get straight into it. TJ, TVJ. Christopher Tufton, sir, it's time now. You know, it's time now for you to resign. I really don't have the energy to show, but I'm screaming inside. So, I am so upset with this government. Jerry Bryan is back. Long time when I see Jerry Bryan, you know, so the internet is down. Big up Jerry Bryan. Definitely need him back in this space. Um, you know, as the other day I was saying, hey, I haven't seen Jerry Bryan. You know what I mean? So I hope he's back. Um, Christopher Tufton. Wow, I cannot make this up. I really wasn't expecting this. You know, I think the government of Jamaica would be. There we go. Here's the story. I think the government of Jamaica would be very meticulous in how they are operating in this time. Um, you would think that they would make sure that there will be no stones left unturned, per se, in regards to all operations. How you doing, AKA Badu? It's so good to see you. Long time don't see. Don't know if you want to join and say hi. ZJ Zion, what you doing? Let me play this story, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to this. Oh, wait a minute. I thought I was connected. Oh, you know what? You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Somebody over here should carry me, you know. The people over Bolo and our clips, I should be hearing me now. Marcia, good night. How are you? How are you, Marcia? All right, so let me connect my Bluetooth to my computer. All right, here we go. Right. There we go. That's a beautiful sound. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
A pileup of medical waste on the compound of Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston is creating discomfort among staff members who did not want to speak on camera. They fear the amount of waste could come. A pileup of
Didn't I just connect this Bluetooth? Then what is the problem? No Bluetooth. I don't understand. The Bluetooth is off. Off there.
medical waste on the compound.
Here we go.
A pileup of medical waste on the compound of Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston is creating discomfort among staff members who did not want to speak on camera.
They fear the mound of waste could cause an emergency. We have the details in this report.
The bags are stored behind the maintenance department on the compound of the Victoria Jubilee Hospital. Red bags are used specifically to store items that are infectious, an indication to all that they should be handled with great care. Employees use huge carts to move them around. The bags contain linen glove gauzes and excreta that are soiled by bodily fluids. Sources at the hospital have told us that the pile of infectious materials have been sitting on the compound for weeks. They say the heat grows daily. The pile of medical waste just beyond this wall is beginning to create a stench, which for many employees is now a major concern. The opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, says the concerns must not be taken lightly.
The danger in having medical waste exposed to the elements, especially for prolonged periods of time, is that you may have leakage of these bodily fluids. When rain falls, it may soak through and contaminate the gutters and the surrounding areas. And you may have rodents that may infest, especially an urban area, getting into the medical waste. Dogs, cats, rats can all carry leptospirosis as well as other harmful diseases, and they can spread that to other animals and humans.
Dr. Dawes says the issue of insufficient incinerators must be addressed immediately to dispose infectious items in a timely manner.
Until we improve our capacity to handle medical waste, we are going to have bottlenecks with the main incinerator run by the Ministry of Health. And you're going to have a pileup of medical waste at public as well as private facilities. So this is a matter that should be treated with urgency.
When we contacted the Minister of Health about the matter, he said the waste will be carted away in 24 hours. Yannick Williams, TVJ News.
A pileup.
So that's all Christopher Tufton had to say. The waste would be carted away in 24 hours. So I guess there's no need to comment on it, right? Yeah. Big pileup of waste sitting there for weeks. Did you guys see the story on TVJ? The title is Medical Waste Pileup at Victoria Jubilee Hospital /TVJ News. I am sometimes at a loss for words for the level of incompetence that is seen from this government. And you know what I'm more of a loss for words for? Is the people that come on these platforms on a daily basis and they literally lie. They literally lie to the people about the realities of the performances of the government. They literally lie to them, and it's it's very concerning because it's one thing to lie to yourself. It's one thing to lie to me, but then to lie to yourself. It's clear that you're lying to yourself. How on earth is this acceptable? Um, who to tell what damage has already been done in terms of obviously what Dr. Alfred Dahl spoke about is the potential for disease breakout. You have these bags piled up. There's a lot of red bags there, and the red bags having bodily fluid. Could be blood, all different types of something, right? Those bags are in heat, so the bag expands, osmosis, fluid is going to, probably the bag even bursts, fluid runs out. Then you have rats, rodents, and cats just having a feast. You have flies, people are eating, the fly them come pitch upon them food. Mighty God, I'm just saying, the potential for some type of transmission of some type of disease is imminent with a situation like this. We already have leptospirosis breakout in Jamaica, and that was official. Nobody cannot dispute that. It's not misinformation. You understand what I'm saying? There was a health crisis before Hurricane Melissa, and then Hurricane Melissa further. Thank you guys for liking the video. Hurricane Melissa further amplified that reality. And we have a health minister that is just simply out of touch with the reality as far as I'm concerned. I was watching PDTV some days ago, and there was a picture of him, an AI picture of him, talking about Christmas. How about we clean up? How about we deal with garbage collection for the Christmas? You know what holidays do? They pile up garbage even more. We have people coming in from overseas, in the places where normally, I don't know how this one is going to go with all the damages that has happened in the western side of the country, namely Montego Bay. Susan, thank you for the follow. I don't know how that's going to happen, but the fact of the matter is normally we have an influx of people, right? Thank you for the heart. Thank you. We have an influx of people. And I wanna encourage you guys to subscribe to the platform. Apparently on TikTok, if you don't subscribe or if you don't send gifts, my videos don't mean nothing. I don't earn from none of those videos that I be putting together with the evidence. All right, so yeah, show some love to the platform and what we're doing. All right. Hey Sassy. Hey Sassy, did you see the garbage piled up at Jubilee Hospital? Jubilee Hospital again, the same hospital. It was not the same hospital that 25 babies died in 24 babies died in 25 days, almost a baby a day, and they wanted to blame the parents for those tragedies, saying that the children were prematurely born, as if premature children don't often grow up strong. You know, all you have to do is make sure that you do what you're supposed to do uh, um, in the hospitals, and you know they'll make it out, right? And so I believe that is the same medical waste pile up. Why? I bet someone didn't get paid. Well, this is the thing. Whatever the case may be, we pay Christopher Tufton and the other ministers of government pretty heftily. I believe what Andrew Holness said back when they were proposing their 200 to 300% increase is that if you wanted the best, you have to pay for the best. So, and you don't want any brain drain. I was still see Nigel Clark left the country and sold us out, right? And that's my opinion, right? You still see he did that. So I don't understand, like, how can a minister of health get away with this? How can he go, it will be removed in 24 hours? Well, 24 hours has passed, ladies and gentlemen. And, excuse me, I'm interested to know if it has been removed. 24 hours has passed. This was a day ago. And I would love for, it's extremely, it's an uncomfortable scene, seeing this garbage pile up. It's very unsettling. And I am simply calling for the people of Jamaica to rise up. Christopher Tufton should have resigned from many moons ago. You know, there's a few of them that needs to go, they need to resign. It's like they don't even understand. They can't read the room. You know, their time has elapsed and they need to go, because this type of lack of management is not going to help us in any capacity moving forward. We cannot continue like this. 2 weeks, let me play it again.
Of medical waste on the compound of Victoria Jubilee Hospital in Kingston is creating discomfort among staff members who did not want to speak on camera.
They fear the mound of waste could cause an emergency. We have the details in this report.
The bags are stored behind the maintenance department on the compound of the Victoria Jubilee Hospital. Red bags are used specifically to store items that are infectious, an indication to all that they should be handled with great care. Employees use huge carts to move them around. The bags contain linen glove gauzes and excreta that are soiled by bodily fluids. Sources at the hospital have told us that the pile of infectious materials have been sitting on the compound for weeks. They say the heat grows daily. The pile of medical waste just beyond this wall is beginning to create a stench, which for many employees is now a major concern.
So the garbage is actually like almost the height of the wall, almost, and obviously smelling. It's there for weeks. Outside of how uncomfortable that is, you know, in terms of the ambience and the smell, come on, I mean, rats, roaches, you name it. It's like saying to them, come, welcome to the Grande Rubbish. This is a 7-star hotel for rodents. As a matter of fact, this is a luxury hotel for rodents. The Jubilee Hospital garbage area, at that point, if it's still in that condition is a luxury hotel. All right? Only the elites go there. The upper echelon of nasty in terms of rodents. Magnifique. This is magnificent for rats, dogs, you name it. All right? This is what you call all-inclusive service. Let's activate multiple disease outbreaks from this situation. That's where we're at. And all we heard from Christopher Tufton, it will be removed in 24 hours. It appears as if this did not make the news, ladies and gentlemen, the garbage would have not been moved in 24 hours. That's how it appears. To me. But this is the Jamaica we live in, yeah?
The opposition spokesman on health, Dr. Alfred Dawes, says the concerns must not be taken lightly.
The danger in having medical waste exposed to the elements, especially for prolonged periods of time, is that you may have leakage of these bodily fluids. When rain falls, it may soak through and contaminate the gutters and the surrounding areas. And you may have rodents that may infest, especially an urban area, getting into the medical waste. Dogs, cats, rats can all carry leptospirosis as well as other harmful diseases, and they can spread that to other animals and humans.
Dr. Dawes says the issue of insufficient incinerators must be addressed immediately to dispose infectious items in a timely manner.
Until we improve our capacity to handle medical waste, we are going to have bottlenecks with the main incinerator run by the Ministry of Health. And you're going to have a pileup of medical waste at public as well as private facilities. So this is a matter that should be treated with urgency.
When we contacted the Minister of Health about the matter, he said the waste will be carted away in 24 hours.
Yes, I'm simply calling for the resignation of Christopher Tufton. That's all. I don't think I am not able to. This requires termination. Yeah, man. And who is responsible for garbage collection? Terminate them as well. Right? And if that doesn't work, terminate the Prime Minister in terms of his posting in office. No vote of confidence, sir. Kindly resign. You have to go. That's where we're at today. This is ridiculous, man. No, ladies and gentlemen. Remember a week ago when Andrew Holness went to South Africa, $6 million expense. He did an interview over there, one which I never looked at, but we're gonna look at right now. Okay.
Prior to the hurricane, of course, Jamaica was.
Now, what I want to say is this. You can go on Andrew Holness' page and you'll see this. While attending the G20 in South Africa, why is Andrew smiling? Why is he so happy? Before he says anything out of his mouth, Karen, that's the first thing I have a problem with. Context matters. Decade or doing. The Jamaican people, while Andrew was here smiling in South Africa, was sleeping under the elements, didn't have any water to drink, didn't have any aid reach them, some of them as yet, from the government. Mentally, devastated, right? And all of these things. This is Andrew. This is how he would have want, just that relaxed smile on his face. I'm just so happy to be here. Forget about them in Jamaica. Wow, so what? That is the face that I see. I mean, the man is so happy, ladies and gentlemen. The man is so relaxed. It's like he's on vacation. Somebody grab me a martini, yes? I'm at the G20, you get me? Yeah. Thank you. What you saying now, interviewer? Listen, I don't have much time, you see. I've got an appointment to get my toes done, yeah? Simone, how you doing? This is the body language that I see. Like I said, you guys can go look at it yourself. This is my opinion. You can go to his TikTok page and look at it yourself. The first 1 second of the video. Just look at Andrew Holness's body language and put into context where the country is at that point in time when he left. All right? Left. And tried to convince us in Parliament that it was money well spent, and he had to be there physically to actually engage these people to help Jamaica in whatever manner they did, because we still don't even know the details of some of the help that we are getting. And that's another thing. Let me just, before I go to this, before I go to that, let me just play this. All right? Let me just play this, a word and a verse, something that Pastor Shuttleworth asked. Listen to this.
Mr. Prime Minister, tell the nation what are the conditions that are attached to these various relief aid. The over $1 trillion that you have been singing about, singing like an angel and preaching like Paul about, and even taking credit. The devil is a liar. What are the conditionalities that are attached to the aid? We're doing our research. You may not want to tell us, but we are doing the research. And we have also provided the information to help people understand that these entities that are giving the aid, and these nations such as France and so on, they also have their expectations. We have the example of Haiti to learn from, and others. People of Jamaica, wake up. Do not be deceived. Open your eyes. Jamaica will not be able to speak as clearly as I'm speaking if we licky. We just go around and take money from all kind of people, all kind of sources, all kind of nation, and don't make it clear that, listen, we need money to do so and so, but if you're going to tell me that if I take your money or I take your food, I have to do so and so, that is not consistent with common sense. What is not consistent with righteousness, then we don't want your money. Exactly. Go away with your money. Jamaica has to be at that place.
They're not.
It cannot be that Jamaica is going to say, and that's why Museveni, I mean, I have some challenges with Museveni in terms of certain things, but at the heart of what the man believes, I support him. That's the president of Uganda. No one is perfect. So yes, there are some stuff that I'm not in agreement with, but at the heart of what the man stands for, I support him, Museveni. And the man said, listen, I will not trade Uganda's sovereignty. I will not trade Uganda's values for money. You know, that we want the Prime Minister, at that position we want the Prime Minister to take. Let me talk a little patois. At that the position we want the Prime Minister to take. You can't just have your swing with the wind and you go with your cap in hand and whatever and you accept. And you accept any and anything. And trade the sovereignty of your nation. Huh? For money. The devil is a liar. Jamaica will not trade her sovereignty for mammon. Make us make it clear. Jamaica will not become a queer country in Jesus' name. Jamaica will not become a haven for the LGBTQI minus. We love them, but we will not subscribe to their ideology because it is not of God and it does not amount to human flourishing. Jamaica will not embrace DEI. What is DEI? Diversity, so-called equality, so-called inclusivity. We reject and we renounce it. Let me say it one more time. We reject and we renounce it. We will not embrace it. Mr. Prime Minister.
So, you know, he came back from G20 and even the other day in Parliament, he was boasting about the amount of money that Jamaica got to borrow, as if the details and stipulations of paying them back were exciting prospects. Yeah, when them do wrong things, master, them defend them, God, that is true. Tanya, good, thank you for liking the live, appreciate you. Hope all is well with you, so, and your family. So, you heard the apostle. From very critical questions to Andrew Holness. What is the deal? That's the $1 million question. What is the actual deal, Andrew? What is the deal? Inquiring minds would like to know. What is the deal, bro? How come we can't do? I'm trying to create something. Oh, never mind. I'm not gonna hold up the show for that. Let's go back to Andrew.
Doing well economically. What is the outlook now, especially when you consider unemployment, debt, and like?
Hurricane Melissa could only be described as an atomic bomb of wind and rain that left a trail of destruction through 7 of our 14 parishes. It is estimated that the physical loss of assets would be somewhere in the region of about $8.8 billion US, amounting to approximately 40% of our GDP. 900,000 persons have been impacted. 150,000 homes have been impacted. We've lost 45 of our citizens have died. And it has generated debris to the extent of about 480,000 standard truckloads. So you get a sense of the devastation. But Jamaica is not down and out. The other half of the country is functioning, doing well. And so the strategy is to...
Isn't that misleading information? The other side of the country is functioning and doing well. I would challenge that. But let's continue.
Keep our economy going as much as possible and to use the other half of the country to drive and support the recovery of the half that has been damaged.
Have you been able to secure any additional financing or foreign aid during your...
No, in terms of that he spoke about using the other half of the island. It's been a week and it's been 1 month and a week, 5 weeks. I would love to see documentation of that in terms of video evidence. We started at this point, you know, in turning up the financial wheels in the eastern portion of the island, Portland, other places. So to supplement the fact that St. Elizabeth is the breadbasket, I would love to see actual evidence, not just talk, but actual evidence of what he just spoke about a while ago. What have they done? What have they implemented? What farmers have they helped on the other parts of the island? Who are these people? Oh wait, the documentation of aid is not yet finalized. They're still working out some tweaks. So I guess they won't be able to tell us exactly what has happened in the last few weeks in that regard. Let's continue.
Trip here for rebuilding?
So, to answer your question in two parts. Firstly, we were prepared from a financial perspective, a fiscal perspective, by having a catastrophe bond, insurance, and contingency borrowing up to about $1.1 billion. We will have to borrow more than that. We estimate that the recovery that the government would have to support would be somewhere in the region of $4 to $6 billion. And so we are in the process of negotiating, talking to the international financial institutions.
Yeah, I have the computer in front of me. I have 3 devices that I'm live on at the same time. You guys on TikTok and both platforms, Bolo Bvrclips and Bolo VNR 2.0. So yeah, the computer is right here.
About how they can support Jamaica. So my presence here today has been very successful in that regard, in mobilizing the resources and support of the international financial institutions.
Do you think it...
$4 to $6 billion. And so we are in the process of negotiating, talking to the international financial institutions about how they can support Jamaica. So my presence here today has been very successful in that regard.
So you had to go there with you and your family, allegedly, to have these talks. I'm sure yeah, I'm putting it to you, the people. What question are you talking about exactly? What will be the time and condition for repayment? Philly Yardy Vibes, good question. We have not gotten those answers as yet. If you watch the PAAC recently, you'd realize we haven't gotten anywhere.
In mobilizing the resources and support of the international financial institutions.
Do you think it might be debt issuance? Would it be foreign aid? What
it would be a mix. It would be a mix. It would be a mix of things, but clearly most of it would be debt. Now it all depends on what kind of debt. Is it concessional debt? Is it long-term debt? Is it debt that is linked specifically to reconstruction? Is it debt that we can use to support private initiative and private sector? Is it supporting de-risking some of these products? So it's going to be a blend of approaches to support and finance the recovery effort.
Is that something you're talking to President Ramaphosa about? What have the discussions with the leaders then been here?
I've met with several leaders, and all of them have expressed solidarity with Jamaica. And we will have varying support, whether it is relief support, recovery support, long-term reconstruction support, financial support. As it relates to South African President Ramaphosa, I will be meeting with him in a few minutes. So I'll have a better sense as to what South Africa will do.
Do you think there needs to be more done in terms of climate financing? That was something that was important for President. That is something that a nation like Jamaica should push for and does push for. Do you think there's been progress on those discussions?
I think a lot has been said about climate financing. But I do agree with you, much more needs to be done in terms of making funding more accessible, which has always been a significant challenge of just accessing, and in developed countries keeping their commitments to funding some of the initiatives in climate change and resilience building.
Does the declaration go far enough then that we got out of this G20?
I think the declaration is a strong declaration in this regard. I will say this though, the climate change movement is obviously being challenged, as is the multilateral movement. For small countries like Jamaica, we don't see climate change as an academic discourse. Climate change is a reality. We're seeing more intense, more frequent, and overlapping weather events, which could be attributed to a change in the...
I'm not having none of those discussions, Sassy. No, sir.
Climate, whether it is natural or man-made, the truth is that the change in the climate is having an impact on the balance sheets of countries. We could wake up one day and one event, 40% of our GDP is wiped out. So for us, climate change is a practical thing, and the way to respond to it is for the global architecture, whether it is a financial architecture or the way in which countries relate to each other bilaterally, is to build resilience. Resilience is the bridge, I believe, where both arguments and perspectives should meet.
Prime Minister, I just want to finish on one point. Of course, the U.S. president is not here, but we have seen increased tensions in your region between the U.S. and Venezuela, very close to Jamaica. How do you assess the situation at this point? What are some of the risks that you see here?
We always maintain that the Caribbean is a zone of peace, and we want to ensure that it is a zone of peace. Any action that challenges that or changes that view would have or could have devastating impact on tourism, which is the major foreign exchange earner for most countries in the Caribbean. Having said that, however, there must be consideration for countries in the region for rising crime, rising transshipment, and drugs. So there is need to tackle this business of drugs, transshipment, and rising crime linked to these operations in the region. So whatever is being done should be done with consideration for the economy of the region, safety and respect for the sovereignty of the people. But Jamaica does support actions against drug cartels and other actors that create crime and violence in our country.
Have you spoken to any U.S. officials?
I want to listen to him again because I want to be very clear about that last part of what he said. Because they're asking him about the activities of the United States in the Caribbean. Is it just me, or Andrew Holness refuses? Absolutely is terrified. You know what I'm saying? Me no afraid of nobody. Is it just me, or Andrew Holness is terrified of the big boys, the big countries? Is it just me? Exactly, Sassidi. He's all over the place. He's not. He's towing the line. He's playing the political long game. You know, obviously, I agree that it's an area of peace, but you know, if you was to violate that peace by bringing in these ships and, you know, bombing boats and, well, you know, maybe that's what you just have to do to stop the crime. Forget about the law and the treaty of peace. Bring on the fight to the crime, even if it means instigating some type of conflict. Even if it means that it's potentially those ships that they said were being targeted weren't actually involved in any such activity. But who will ever know, because where's the evidence when you strike it with a bomb? Where does the evidence come from after that? These are questions. But like I said, let me listen to this again. This
consideration for countries in the region for rising crime, rising transshipment, and drugs. So there is need to tackle this business of drugs, transshipment, and rising crime linked to these operations in the region. So whatever is being done should be done with consideration for the economy of the region, safety and respect for the sovereignty of the people. But Jamaica does support actions against drug cartels and other actors that create crime and violence in our country.
Have you spoken to any U.S. officials about that?
So basically, he does support the United States. Why am I not surprised? He couldn't have an opposing view now, could he? That would be absurd, right? It would be absurd for Andrew Holness to have an opposing view. Man, oh man, boy, I tell you. Lordy, Lordy, Lord. 1 second, y'all.
The naturalists was a colonizer believe produce electric cars and the whole world of steel.
Everybody seems to be talking about Chief Curry's, speech. They say he can't. He's one of the. Well, I will not argue that statement. I have to tell you, the people that are doing Andrew Holness's PR for him, they are damn good at what they're doing. Yeah, man. I have to give them the props that they deserve. They are excellent at what they're doing. Anyway, I haven't enough of the PR. What is Dr. Nathan Campbell going on with? Oh, they're fixing up the police station down there. This was 4 hours ago you posted these. So these happened in the day. And they were handing out care packages to the people. This was Great Black Chancellor Hall. So they were in Argyll Mountain. Okay. Alright. Alright. Well, I guess them say, I don't even know if this is government aid. That never fixed yet. Wow. What that? What, wait, what Simple Pebbles are talking about? Latanya, what's up? What is Simple Pebbles talking about? Simple Pebbles said that never fixed yet. The police station they're talking? Yo, they must have the right equipment, you know, and material, you know. Well, I have to say, Dr. Nathan Campbell looks like he's in his element. Or the police station, no. The man look like he's in his element, people. When they're talking about the country life. Look at Desmond McKenzie. Desmond McKenzie looks so... Man, shawty, man. You guys should check out Dr. Nathan Campbell Instagram page. Rich with content. Whoa. Oh, I thought I just saw my uncle. I was like, what? So, some cleaning up and some clearing up was happening. Alright. See Desmond Mackenzie there. And that's what we want. We want to see maturity and unity. There's money, so resources shouldn't be a problem. Well, I mean, Simple Pebbles, I am guarded nowadays by my commentary. I'm taking the advice of those who went before me that are in the space, so I'm guarded by their own experiences, to be honest with you. Let me see what's happening here.
So, Prime Minister, you mentioned that we are looking at turning this moment of crisis into an opportunity, and much talk has been made about a Marshall Plan for Jamaica's recovery. There's also was a Dawes Plan following World War I. Now, in most of these reconstructions, a Dawes Plan. In most of these reconstructions of battered economies, there has been a pivot towards particular industries. Are we going to rehabilitate extractive industries such as mining and tourism, or are we going to move towards the development of industries that can move us to a pathway of growth? For example, when the Minister of Energy spoke, there was not much discussion as to moving towards green energy, and we don't even know to this day the status of the wind turbines that we had invested in so much.
Hi, Colleen.
The question is, when we are reconstructing, are we going to be building a future through new enterprises and manufacturing, or are we going to go through the Spring Plains projects and the Garmex fiascos of the 1980s, which we ended up paying for, as the leader of the opposition said, for years later? Thank you. Mr. Prime Minister.
Not much going on Dr. Alfred Dawes' page. I've visited Zuleika just in a minute. I'm going to pray for Zuleika just here. Pray for all the MPs then. Excuse me. See what you're up to.
Gift, and I just wanted to do this very quick video just to say thank you. So I got a call from my constituency office, and they advised me that the residents of Park Mountain, particularly Red Lane, left a gift for me to say thanks for the road that had been cleared. And then Maurice gave me the gift. He dropped it off, and I thought it was just the sweetest thing ever. I think this is actually the first time I'm getting a gift as Member of Parliament in my capacity, and certainly it's the first time I'm getting a gift from anybody for clearing the roadway. And I thought it was just so touching, because really you don't need to give me a gift for anything that I do. I consider it my duty to ensure that you have proper roadways, that you have access to your homes and your communities. And so it really touched me deep inside to know that even though we've suffered so much in terms of loss and damage, you have suffered so much loss and damage, and amidst all of that, you're still thoughtful, you're still caring, and you're still, just so very kind-hearted, and you went out of your way to actually buy a gift for me when you really didn't have to. So I want to say thank you, and I want you to know that I have received your gift, and and I think it is wonderful, and I'm looking forward to having it. In fact, I don't even think I'm going to have it. I think I'm going to keep it. I think I'm going to keep it as a reminder of one of the better days, because we have some rough days in the constituency, but today was a good day. And I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I know it's been a difficult time for each and every one of us. You have been through much. But as always, I remain convinced that we will get through this and other things together. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow. Courtney Williams and team for your contribution to the relief efforts in Northeast St. Elizabeth. Okay. Cement and piercing. What? Nice. Well, man, I tell you, the Jamaican people, I'm very proud of the Jamaican people, man. I mean, Zulika just is very much loved. You guys should go over to her Facebook page and check her out and see how the people interact with her. Is Zulika just married? I don't see no ring on your fingers, lady. Nope. I don't see no ring on your fingers. Is she married? What is this? Oh, the nurses. She went somewhere with the nurses.
So, Nurse Ferry, I really want to thank you on behalf of your Eastern St. Elizabeth. You have come in with your team. I wish to express my gratitude to Doncaster School of Nursing as well as Holness Charity. I want to tell you that your efforts are greatly appreciated. Today you went to Bird Savannah with us and now you're right here in Graceville. So you can see the expression of gratitude from all the persons who have come, and they want to thank you. Some of these persons.
I mean, we'll be coming back. We'll be coming back again to donate more. Maybe next weekend we'll be coming with a company to do some more donation. It's an ongoing thing. It's not just one time. All right? And
It's not a hit and run.
It's not a hit and run. Not a hit and run at all. Right? And it was nice meeting you, my nice encounter. So nice. I'll have to track you down to get you, but it was good that we met. And the effort was good and all of that. With my nurses, we have to thank them. And I want to thank all my donors. We have a lot of donors. If I don't call your name, don't put me out. You know, I want to thank all of you. You have been so helpful. Thank you so much. Thank my driver, Mr. Montague. Yes?
This was 5 days ago. There's a lot of activities going on in Zulika Just constituency, man. So the medical services distribution of Burn Savannah near the Methodist Church. That's good. I want to big up Partner Jaw TV. And I want to big up Perry. Big up Andre, big up Ishmael. I've been listening to Perry very carefully and sober thoughts. Sober thoughts. I guess we all have to do some reflecting now, don't we? And yeah, you know, I guess we do. Especially we have in our platforms and stuff like that. Not to wave or not stand up, not to be a voice that is timid, but a voice that is measured, wise. Because, you know, the story about that Nationwide put out about, I think it's the St. Lucian Prime Minister and some sort of interference allegedly. Like the Prime Minister over there accused the JLP of interference. I don't know, but I've received reports that is inaccurate. That story is inaccurate. That's what I've got to understand because you know, the individual knows somebody that I know, like, well, the individual, which is the prime minister of that country, knows somebody that is pretty close to somebody that I know. And I don't know, when I saw the story and I saw that Nationwide are taking it up, I don't know, something about it just, I was like, nah, I'm not covering that. I saw it as a distraction, to be quite honest with you. I'm going to be fair. And so I moved right along, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I want to big up Andre Horton. Andre Horton is in China. Yes, doing the good work. So big up Andre Horton for that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have to highlight this. This is a story from the Star, and you know, we don't often get a lot of good news, to be quite frank with you. But there's a 10-year-old saving up to complete her own room. Her name is Kali Brown and has learned the power of patience, purpose of the dollar, right? Instead of a new gadget or an anti-foot. Let me just see if I can get this to read aloud. That would be excellent.
Instead of a new gadget or an outfit to match the festivities of the Yuletide season, the 10-year-old Iris Skelly primary school student has quietly been saving to complete something bigger, her room. Construction on her current room, which started about a year ago, came to a standstill after her father, Kevin Brown, 36, experienced financial constraints. But because of the well-knit relationship that they have, Kaylee understood what was happening and began her mission. Brown, who is a father of 3, told the Star that he was stunned when his daughter made her first contribution to the room. I was struck because of that she appris as a little girl instead of gadget, toys, or clothes. She appris to get her own safe space. I was really proud of her, he stated, but he said that dedication and helpfulness are part of who she is. He recalled an example of Kaylee's thoughtfulness in support of her sister's talent. Her older sister, who lives with her mom, is good at knitting, and Kaylee saw that and invested in her business by her material and hooks and told her, I believe in you.
Wow.
But she is just that child, you know, even motivate me sometimes, he said. Kaylee said that in addition to seeing her father's daily struggle, she also yearns for her own space, a quiet place where she can study without disruptions. Sometimes when I want stuff, and I feel like my father doesn't have it, I don't really like to depend on people to give me what I want, Kaylee said excitedly. Brown said that he soon realized Callie's commitment to saving, and as such he opened a bank account for her. She is really just a saver, always a save me, I'll tell you. She's safe in her drawer, and she has this infamous purse, but I realized who she is, and I had to open up an account at JN, Brown said. Callie said that most of her savings comes from her carefully portioned lunch money that she receives daily. I get $1,000, sometimes $1.500. If he is short, he gives me $800. Every time I get my lunch money, I try to save $500, but when I get the $1,500, I save a $1,000, she explained. Brown explained that while the room's basic structure is completed, there is still some work to be done. It need to be tiled, rendered to cover the blocks, and the zinc roof decked into concrete and painted, he said. Through her small installments, Kaylee adds to her account whenever she can. Her goal, she said, is for her room to be completed by Christmas. On Christmas Day, I want to go out while people stay to fix it, and when I come home, that will be my Christmas present. I don't want anything else but that, she said, while giving her vision for her dream room. Sky blue, with stickers of the cartoon Stitch, AC, a desk to study, maybe add white tiles, clouds on the roof, my TV, 2 night tables, and a dresser, she said. Despite her dedication, Kaylee said that she doesn't feel pressured to help her father because everyone needs help. No one is an island, no matter how big or small. We all need help, she said. In the meantime, Kaylee, who earned high proficiency in her grade 4 exams, is now preparing for her grade 5 primary exit profile exams. She dreams of becoming both a pediatrician and a businesswoman. Featured video. Other news stories. Psych test ordered for man accused of killing 80.
Let me tell you something, man. This young child, she is a walking lesson. That young girl is exactly. That young girl is saving too, and she's so visual. She knows exactly what she wants. And successful people, a lot of the times, that's the case. I'm gonna play something for you guys. It's kind of different. So for those that have stick around, trust me, this is exclusive, right? I wouldn't normally play stuff like this, right? So, where will we go? Listen to this.
And if one thing, if we tell them about spiritual spouse or spiritual wife, they are very, very, very territorial, right? So you see, when 9 out of 10 times when we have an addiction, there's something that we're feeding, right? So masturbation for one. For the girls them, we can't stop about the clit to their rose, and the man them, we can't stop at their face. And the palmer. Me used to love rose too, so but me not exclude myself because me used to love it too. But once I learned of the damage it causes spiritually, me stop. Me not even look on it anymore because me not gonna make no spirits come take over my life. I'm so sorry.
So what the young lady is explaining, and I'll have to speak to the pastor about, and you should speak to your, and I'm going to speak to God about it as well. I never knew this. Masturbation brings forth a spirit. You're feeding a spirit when you masturbate. Well, how many of us knew that? How many of us knew that? That you're feeding a spirit when you masturbate. And one of the people that are like Karen or one of the Bible people, when they can point me to a scripture, right? I would love to get that interaction where that is concerned. Listen to the young lady.
Is it me? And 9 out of 10 times, a lot of persons who are addicted to masturbating, they always experience sleep paralysis. No, baby, that's not sleep paralysis. That's demons holding you down. That's literal demons holding you down. For the man, them who...
Oh, it's not biblical. So, there's no story in the Bible that references masturbation. Pebbles, careful enough. Pebbles, careful. Right. I'm gonna look deeper into this because obviously it's a mature topic. It's for grown people, obviously, and even teenagers as well, which I'm not going to really talking to any teenagers. Hopefully none is watching. What time is it? 11:36. There should be no teenagers watching the platform. But all I'm saying is this. I know mine are watching the platform. All I'm saying is this. That's interesting. And she goes further. Hey, Adi Wagwan. The thing mentioned like it's not to be pleasure of yourselves. The thing mentioned like it's not to not be pleasure of thyself. I need
we just start on a wonder why we start to fall by El Shaunaban. Yeah, the demon them. I saw demon come. Them come to kill, steal, and destroy. Right? The Bible says we should flee from sexual immorality. Is the reason why I said that because we can't process things and we look at human brain. how the demon they mash up like in every single way. You wonder why you can't keep money. You wonder why you can't this. You wonder why you can't that. But even though your life I go through so much chaos and so much fire, you still find the time to go take the rose and charge it. And once the rose dead, your head mash up. Once you can't back your fist, your brain mash up. These are the reasons why, guys, because we're feeding spirits. And they're very territorial. So the minute you decide to stop, it's a whole different elbow close right there. So we have to be more vigilant in what we do.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Yo, that is, yeah. Anyway. Whoa, 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 whoa. All on my life. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait. When did this come in the Gleaner? This was 28 minutes ago. What? Hold, what? Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. Hold on. I was just looking at the Gleaner. What is going on right now? Yo, what is going on right now, bro? Yo, what the hell is going on? Yo, stop playing with me, Gleaner. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Is it on Twitter? Where's the article? Where is the article that I just saw? I hope it's not AI, you know. See, this is where I go and double check these things, you know. Jesus of mercy. Make me find the article here. Because I don't know. I don't hear anything about this. Andrew Holness. Let me go on X. Let me go on Twitter. Mighty God. Let me confirm this story before me even jump into it, ladies and gentlemen. We could have a Bvrclips here, so quite possibly. I don't want to alarm anybody, but this would be very serious in the morning here, you know, man. Saturday morning with that turn up in the man. The Gleaner, you know, man. Where's the Gleaner, man? Gleaner, man. Gleaner. Gleaner. Rise up. Gleaner, rise up. Stand and take your place. Yes, there you are. Let me see if you posted anything on the Gleaner here, man. I don't see anything on the Gleaner, you know, man. I see a lot of different things happening here, but no, nothing in the Gleaner about that particular court case with such man. I wonder if I missed it, man. I wonder if it was yesterday. Let me scroll some more, ladies and gentlemen. Let me scroll some more and see if I missed anything. Let me go and look back on that TikTok post a while ago. Mighty God of Daniel. But that is the Gleaner. Yeah, where you get this news from? I don't see this anywhere else. Yo, somebody drop a AI power. Yo, I can't tell me nothing. Yeah, them not trick me, you know. Them not trick me. Me, I make sure the fact checks here. Yeah, this look like a fast. God on time. God on time, Andrew. People, them in a people in a disaster areas, them why I tell you. Guys, it's not easy, you know. It's not easy for all your roof gone, you know. It's not easy for rain a fall on a roof overhead. The baby them. It's not easy if you not have only have one suit of clothes left. I just want to remind some people say, although Jamaican people are resilient, because I hear them boasting about our resilience. Although Jamaican people are resilient, you have to remember that we still can break. There's still a point which is just too much. So while we are glad for their resilience, we should do everything in our power to ensure that that resilience is not exhausted, because there is a limit, and mental health is real. So when the government has aid, monetary aid and stuff, and they haven't spent any of it yet, according to them, you know what I mean? And it's like, where's the urgency? Is it because you know that, yeah man, I have my bed to go and sleep in, and I'm warm and all of that? Is that the reason why? Mommy Forse. Well, oh no, did I send an invite? Oh man. I can't deal with TikTok, bro.
About me not afraid of nobody. The day we think we're bigger than the people, we have no business to lead. He must inspire by example. And above all, he must have integrity. 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 And it is one thing that you will see about.
For one thing you can say about Andrew, you're not afraid of nobody.
Face of evil. When Mr. Golding, the opposition leader, was in Parliament addressing the situation with the $6.7 billion USD that was funded to Jamaica by international partners, and only 12 million out of that was grant funding. This was the look on Mr. Holness's face when the opposition leader was explaining in Parliament the GDP ratio and the debt we plunged back the country into after we are already in debt, and what this government here do to the people of Jamaica.
Lucita said there's an unseen spirit, spirit world. Spirits can possess bodies the same way. When pleasuring the self, any spirit can become invited and attack, and will not unless delivered from it or them. Well, you say they will not. What that last part, Frederick, what are you doing? Yeah, I don't see any news either. Yeah. So Andrew Holness keeps getting caught when he give people these death stares, I call them, in Parliament. Yeah. He give them this death stare. You remember when he was in you guys remember when Andrew Holness was in the funeral, and the pastor thought him give him this death stare, and the pastor, I believe the pastor fell down, collapsed. Yeah.
How long we got in a debt for, and white I got cast. See the face there, see the wicked face right there, so they see it there. See it there, see the wicked face there. That's how they look what the man sit down with, like a ram goat. Wicked and evil. I say, me sorry for no. Me sorry for no when I understand what's going on in the country. This evil man right here, so. Jamaica, this is the face of...
Yo, she right, you know?
Mr. Holness, morning, sir. You know what I was thinking about? By the way, you come back from New York yet? Alright, even if you're not back, I'll leave a message here for you, sir. I was really thinking, the lady at the Integrity Commission with them change, right? I think her whole information and why you didn't get charged for not declaring your status was unreal. I didn't understand it. What was taking too long, an investigation and all the old bullcrap. I understand that. Say you buy her out, so she never charge you. But now that we have a new person instead, may I go see if they're not going to charge you this year now, when you're not declared a status here. May I go see if you're not going to be charged, because let me tell you something. It's unfair to see that you at the head of the river we are corrupt the rest of the river them and you non-charge for not declaring a status. Xavier, Mean, and the rest of them, everybody charge for charge. What about you? And I don't want memory story, I don't want you ruin, use your past and ruin your present.
Ryan, my brother.
For the Jamaican people anymore. Omar is not working for the Jamaican people anymore. We're talking to people who are working for the people right now.
Yeah, why people still bringing up Omar Davis' name? Omar Davis was never in the position that Andrew Holness is in. That's one. And I'm talking about the negative portions of his antecedents. You know, the fact that he's not certified, carry the Integrity Commission to court, try to remove the part of the act that deals with illicit enrichment itself. So he tried to neuter the Integrity Commission, an entity that is there to stop and fight corruption in the country at the highest level. The Prime Minister of Jamaica tried to neuter their powers, cripple them. Why is somebody asking London 45 about Omar Davis? Stop it. Omar Davis did you know, he did what he did, and the records are there. And if he had done anything that was untoward, he would not, you know, he would not be in the space that he's in right now. He wouldn't be.
And when we catch them, I do not know, we feel lock them up and charge them and hold them accountable. You understand? So the difference between you and I, every money with them thief from whether PNP or Labour Right, taxpayers' money, and it could do a lot more for us. So the difference between me and you, may not take up for nobody. And you look like, say, you only here to defend Mr. Holness, but Mr. Holness are the head of the stream where corrupt the whole of the river them. I may try to figure out if
I'm talking about this person says talk about Omar Davis, Stephen PJ. So where's any evidence of Omar Davis stealing anything from the Jamaican tax dollars? I'm not saying he did or he didn't, but I'm not aware of that. Where's the evidence of PJ Patterson stealing Jamaican people tax dollars money? And if PJ stole anything, wow, he was an incredible thief, because his track record of producing for this country, all of the agencies that he was responsible for constructing, all of the physical bodies that he is a part of where governance is concerned while he was in tenure. Some of those same bodies are being used right now for the benefit of the people. If PJ Patterson was a corrupt individual, I have to say, you know, he is definitely bordering on Robin Hood type of vibes. He must be stealing to give back to the poor, because he's definitely not for himself. He's definitely not for himself. That man built so many schools. Andrew Holness didn't build one school even now. Andrew Holness is cutting ribbons to open police stations. You understand? Go and read the Integrity Commission report if you want any evidence that heightens the appearance that Andrew Holness is is definitely not a clean, is not an honest and clean PM. He literally cannot explain how he made his money. He came on a platform in halfway through and told us that I am a regular Jamaican and I buy 2 taxis and I work hard and I turn a multi-billionaire. No, make that make sense. You know how much people I know that have more than 2 taxis? And none of them are multi-billionaires. Make it make sense. So you need to ask a better question. What does the evidence that the Integrity Commission exposed about Andrew Holness dealings financially, what picture does that paint about him as an individual? That is a better question. Asking me where is the evidence, go and read the Integrity Commission report in detail. And I'm sure you're going to, if you read with clarity, right, and understanding, and break it down, I'm sure you're going to find things in the Integrity Commission report that is going to make your eyebrow raise, and you're going to ask the question, why did he do that? Is that right? Even morally, even if it's on having a moral compass, like one of the things is this: having his best friend and business partner, or one of his close friends and business partner, working at the office of the Prime Minister, in agencies that deal with the same business that they are both business partners in, which is real estate. Managing who gets government contracts, nepotism, cronyism. But guess what? The people of Jamaica voted back all of that in. So now they're just doing what they do because that's what they do. Whatever it is, that is. You're still asking the wrong questions. You're still asking the wrong questions. The man cannot be certified. Let me tell you what is a fact. We do not know if Andrew Holness is a criminal. That is a fact. And that is very concerning, because what that does is it lowers the trust deficit of the Prime Minister when we cannot say our Prime Minister is certified. We know for a fact that he did not steal, he did not commit any crimes to make his money. We cannot say that. That is a problem. Rather, where you are going with Bvrclips, where you are going with Tanya, what's up? That is a problem. That is a serious problem. We have a Prime Minister that we cannot say, yo, the man is clean, he made his money fair and square, he just was a genius, he made great investments. Andrew Holness cannot even tell us where the money came from to buy the 2 taxis. Have you read the report? Sir, stop the lie on me, else I'm going to block you. When have you shown me a clip when I said the Prime Minister is a thief? Go ahead, I'll wait. If you say that again, I'm going to block you. Don't group me up with anybody. You understand? And by the way, hashtag stop thief. Hashtag stop thief. What I have said is that the Jamaica Labour Party is inherently corrupt. And if the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. What that report tells us is that the Andrew Holness regime is a corrupt regime. Nepotism is corruption. I just mentioned it a while ago. Taking your best friend and business partner and make it. The man's wife as the Speaker of the House is corruption. That is nepotism and cronyism. He has his sister involved in his businesses. He also has his sons, Admat, offshore. A lot of things is not clear. There was what? There was an incident of a charity that was not a charity, according to Andrew Holness, but acted as a charity or a donation or whatever, where people thought that it was for charity, and that money was used to do some type of investment. The PMP did not vote for Juliet Holness to be Speaker of the House. In what world are you living? Are you in Jamaica? Do you follow the news? The PMP made it very clear before Parliament started that they are not supporting Juliet Holness as the Speaker of the House. And that's a fact. That is well documented. Right? Of course, JLP is a cesspool of Xavier Main just got charged, recommended to be charged, and was charged. Xavier Main was just charged. What are we doing? Antonio, what's up? Xavier Main was just charged. So what are we actually talking about? Only thing is that the difference between Xavier Main and Andrew Holness is that he was charged rightfully so, and Andrew Holness had a similar situation and should have been charged as well. But there was a certain person working at the Integrity Commission at the time that no longer works there anymore, because the people over there is not full. They said, we're done with you. We're moving on. You understand? That's what they did. They said, we're done with you. We're moving on. So, you know, what I understand is that the Jamaican public society is very open and welcoming for corrupt individuals. That's what I realize. The Jamaican public makes a lot, you know, they see the Integrity Commission report and they just lock their eyes and act blind to it, like it's not. Xavier Main was charged. You need to go and read and stop asking me all of these things. It's well documented. It's in the newspaper. There are several things about Xavier Main's. The Integrity Commission report is actually online for Xavier Main. So you need to go and read. Don't take my word for it. You can't come and say, oh, Bolo is lying on Xavier Main. Main thing is that he was charged. He was recommended to be charged, and he was charged. Alright? He failed to disclose information in a timely manner about his finances, even though he was given multiple time to fulfill the request. And under the law, which the Integrity Commission is guided by and which they operate, he was recommended to be charged, and was the law states what it states, and he was charged. You know, how do you have a building that you sell for 120 million, for example, and you have no supporting documentation, and you're a lawyer? In what world does that not raise massive level of suspicion? A lawyer knows the law. Is Xavier Main a lawyer? Let me check. Is Xavier Main a lawyer? Is Xavier Main a lawyer? No. Xavier Main of the Jamaica Labour Party MP. Is he a lawyer? Is Xavier Main of the Jamaica Labour Party a lawyer? Yes, he's an attorney at law. No, I just checked to make sure. He's an attorney at law. So look at that scenario. Somebody that knows the law. You would think that they would uphold the law and not break the law, yes? So I'm just asking a question. How is it possible for you to sell a property for $120 million, whatever the figure was, but you have no supporting documents to present to the Integrity Commission? That raises every single red flag that a sensible person or a critical thinker is going to be thinking. Something is not right here. Right? You don't need rocket science. You don't need somebody to come tap up on the shoulder and say, yo, something just ain't right. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah. A word to the wise is sufficient.
Them now go charge him for this area because this is 2025 and we're approaching the end of 2025 and him not declare that status here. So we're gonna know what I'm calling. Look how much status the man not declare. Look how many status this man not declare. So we're gonna see what will happen now if them not go charge him. Mr. Holness, them for charge you one kind of charge where you lock up and go to prison same time. Mr. Holness, morning sir. You know what I was
The Prime Minister of Jamaica confessing to his deeds.
A choice irrationally. They wake up on the wrong side one morning.
You need to write that over in Radcliffe. You mean the JLP constantly break the Constitution, not the PMP. And the PMP carry them to court. No, listen, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Jamaica would be halfway looking down the barrel of slavery if it wasn't for the PMP. And I say that without fear or favor or any apology. If it was not for the PMP, Jamaican people. No man, you said look at the text, Radcliffe. Look at it, you said the PMP is a typo error. Yeah. But yeah, so Jamaica would be looking down halfway down the road into a dictatorship and also slavery if it wasn't for the People's National Party. And let me tell you why. You know, people say that, and a lot of people that I admire too, and I am fans of, that, you know, do their very best to stay on the neutral side of politics. They don't want to pick a side. They think both of them are the same and stuff like that. I respect their position. Them have different views. Hey, it is what it is, right? This is my thing though. When I look at what has happened in the last 5 years, especially because the last 5 years of this administration, they have signed off on things that is not Jamaican. You understand what I'm saying? They signed off on things that are not Jamaican. They violated many laws and godly principles that God Almighty Himself set for us, that his humble servants have been following to the T, or as best as they can, right? But I was listening to Mark Stewart, and he spoke about Jezebel and how when she was reigning, she was able to weaken even the best prophets. And Jezebel is operated in Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen, because when you look at the churches that are supposed to be speaking out and let you know publicly that you decree and declare that that order is reversed and none, whatever plans they have, back to the sender, right? But back to what I'm saying, in terms of the PNP and the JLP, if they were the same, ladies and gentlemen, you know what would have happened to me and to us. The NIGS would have been passed. One of the most unconstitutional documents that literally stripped you of your rights to privacy would have been gone into law and would have been passed and made legal, something that should have never been legal. I want you to think about that. Alright? The next time you come on here and you want to rush people about demon wanna worship, right? The People's National Party was in league and in the ordinance and order that the Jamaica Labour Party is a part of. I'm telling you, everything that Jamaica Labour Party wanted to do, they would have gotten away with it. Even when the People's National Party only had 15 members, they were fighting tooth and nail for the people. The extrajudicial killings, all right, the abuse of the state of emergencies. If it wasn't for the People's National Party, we would still be abused. You understand? If it wasn't for people like Isaac Buchanan doing pro bonos and his team, taking up Nzinga's case, taking up the Rasta guy that was in prison for how much years, right? And even there's some issue with that right now still. I just haven't really got the time to look at that story with the Rasta, right? But I'm just saying this, that all of the plans that the devil has for this island, this government has come in agreement with the voodoo, the witchcraft, you know what I'm saying, the corruption, bloodletting. I don't know if Holness has returned to Jamaica yet, but I wish that he stays where he's at, because one of the other things that the pastor revealed is that 5 people always go down when Holness government is elevating. Every time he travel and come back, 5 people go down. Can't do nothing wrong, He's all over the place and he's doing everything that he can. Have a family still, boy. That will take a tour, but yeah, man, the PNP and the JLP is not the same, man. Trust me, they're not the same. They have demonstrated to me clearly who's on what side. I think the PNP is on the right side of history, and we're still monitoring because we know how the spirit works. To some extent, we know. You, the individual that is, I don't want to frame it like that, but you know what? Let's go to this.
Look here, so when I'm running up in my inbox and come talking about, them for all me from my mouth come and tell people about them corrupt and we don't know corruption. They look here and don't come to me with that. We remember, so we still remember about Mr. Tufton with the damn drill. $250,000 drill, refurbished drill.
No, let's talk about the drill. There's so much things in us. You know, some of the things I forget about are temporarily, you know. But the drill, my God.
We sell back to the hospital for 30.8 mil. Remember, we still remember that, you know, don't think it's a 9-day talk. We still remember the drill, Mr. Tufton.
Wow.
We still remember the refurbished drill.
Wow.
When we try to get Dr. Vaz over, we still remember the drill. Don't think we forget. And Mr. Tufton, we still remember the $88 million where you give your side trick. That is corruption. A taxpayers' money them there. We also remember the $3.1 billion where guardsman, marksman, and one next security firm get for guard Sarah at the Southeast Hospital Authority. Yes, we still do them something. They remember them something there. So we're not going like we don't know about the deepest art of corruption where we're going. We know everything. Everything is out there. So I don't know what you guys are trying, or let me tell you something. It's a freedom of speech is still alive and well, and we know our rights. Freedom of speech is still alive and well in this damn country. Okay, so if you know things you can run up on people and come tab, them for hold you for your mouth, them for this, them for that, no fool don't have no sense. Freedom of speech is still allowed in this country. So when you don't come with no crooked self or no corruption self, we don't forget the things them. We don't forget. Remember that. So what was the $3.1 billion guarding? Sarah? Or it was guarding the hospital? What the $3.1 billion did I guard? And who was paying that $3.1 billion to the three security firm? And by the way, those monies are taxpayers' money. Okay, so I don't want to run out here because you can't stop me from chat about taxpayers' money. You hear that in my country this, I'm entitled to speak. You understand? So if you don't want to speak, I don't stop you all from speak, but when you don't come run up on me and come talk about, a time now for them hold you for your mouth. Hold me for my mouth for freedom of speech? And spitting the facts, you got to be kidding me. Look here, so when I'm running up in my inbox and come talking about, them for hold me for my mouth, come and tell people about them. Oh my God, darling, I'm more than willing to answer this question for you. What you could do, you could go into Parliament and ask Madam Speaker, whose name is on Melissa Silvera Lantaco. She will tell you, and then for sure you'll find out who is the unaliver. Bye. Oh my God, darling,
Oh my God. Yo, people, I'm gonna leave it right to say, man. Christopher Tufton needs to resign. Jubilee Hospital making the news again. All that garbage piled up, you know. Some of the garbage had certain types of unpleasantries leaking from them that creates a stench. Trust me. Not pretty at all. But I want to thank you all. To remember, it is my birthday month, so I'm celebrating being alive from this video. I'll play this one more time.
Tell the nation what are the conditions that are attached to these various relief aid. Mr. Prime Minister, tell the nation what are the conditions that are attached to these various relief aid. The over $1 trillion that you have been singing about, singing like
an angel,
and preaching like Paul about.
Yes.
And even taking credit. The devil is a liar. What are the conditionalities that are attached to the aid? We're doing
Jam, what's up?
You may not want to tell us, but we're doing the research. And we have also provided the information to help people understand that these entities that are giving the aid, and these nations such as France and so on, they also have their expectations. We have the example of Haiti to learn from, and others. People of Jamaica, wake up. Do not be deceived. Open your eyes. Jamaica will not be able to speak as clearly as I'm speaking if we licky. We just go around and take money from all kind of people, all kind of sources, all kind of nation. And don't make it clear that, listen, we need money to do so and so, but if you're going to tell me that if I take your money or I take your food, I have to do so and so, that is not consistent with common sense. What is not consistent with righteousness? Then we don't want your money. Go away with your money.
Simple.
Jamaica has to be at that place.
Simple.
It cannot be that Jamaica is going to say, and
you know, Andrew Holness needs to demonstrate some of that same dignity and pride or whatever he was talking about that the Jamaican people had. Yeah, man, when dealing with these big wigs. Oh, no, listen. I could never do that. Not going to happen. Like, that's what we need from our leader. Alright? However, we can go about it. Look at what Chief Curry did. You know, thank you for the aid, thank you for all of that. But the soldiers, no. And here's why. Simple. Cry out. So let's continue.
That's why Museveni, I mean, I have some challenges with Museveni in terms of certain things, but at the heart of what the man believes, I support him. That's the president of Uganda. No one is perfect. So yes, there are some stuff that I'm not in agreement with, but at the heart of what the man stands for, I support him, Museveni. And the man said, listen, I will not trade Uganda's sovereignty. I will not trade Uganda's values for money. Then at that, we want the Prime Minister, at that position, we want the Prime Minister to take. Let me talk a little patois. At that the position we want the Prime Minister to take. You can't just have your swing with the wind and you go with your cap in hand and whatever you accept. And you accept any and anything. And trade the sovereignty of your nation. For money.
Can't work.
The devil is a liar.
Can't work.
Jamaica will not trade her sovereignty for mammon. Let us make it clear. Jamaica will not become a queer country in Jesus' name.
Hallelujah.
Jamaica will not become a haven for the LGBTQI minus.
Listen.
We love them, but we will not subscribe to their ideology because it is not of God.
I like that. I don't hate you, but I will not subscribe to your ideology because it's not of God. And I fear God, and I don't want to lose my spot that He has prepared for me. I want to earn my spot, so I cannot support what you're doing. The things you're pushing, I cannot support it. That's why I didn't vote for you, Andrew. Period.
And it does not amount to human flourishing. Jamaica will not embrace DEI. What is DEI? Diversity, so-called equality, so-called inclusivity. We reject and we renounce it. Let me say it one more time. We reject and we renounce it. We will not embrace it. Mr. Prime Minister.
You guys have a wonderful morning. About to go get some sleep, baby. Tired. Later. Bye. Thank you for coming. Appreciate y'all. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Peace.